Mr. Green, if you could read the opening statement, please.
Pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 231 of the laws of 1976, the Open Public Meetings Act, Mr. Green notified the public that notice of the date, time, location, and agenda of this meeting, to the extent known, was provided at least 48 hours prior to the commencement of this meeting in the following manner: by posting such notice on the public announcement board of the Lakewood Board of Education offices and the Lakewood Township Municipal Building, by mailing such notice to the offices of the Asbury Park Press and the Tri-Town News, by filing such notice with the board secretary, and by mailing such notice to all individuals who requested and paid for a copy of the same.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Mr. Fink? Here. Mrs. Gonzalez? Mrs. Micchio? Here. Mr. Seitler? Mr. Silver? Mr. Tift? Mr. Slattery? Here. Mr. Ostreicher?
Present.
Mr. Grunhut?
Here.
You have quorum, Mr. President.
No, we're waiting.
Yeah, thanks. I'll take it. Do you want a water?
Thank you so much. We're waiting for the VA. Because we want to see how people sign on the list. Send things out there, but I can't find them. Thank you. Okay. Here. You have about 24 minutes. Okay, if we could begin, Mr. President.
Yes, we're going to do a few presentations. After the presentation, the board is going to go into back into executive sessions for a small while. For a while, I don't know how long, and then we will come back out to the recognition of the public.
Presentations. Ms. Silva, your first presentation, please.
We would like to recognize the Lakewood High School football coach and players.
Let's have a hand, Coach Wolf. Is he here? Is Coach Wolf here? I have the list. Do they know Deborah? Okay.
Mr. Craddock is here.
Is the athletic director, Mr. John Craddock, here? If you could come up and... We'd ask you to cut the first piece of cake for the football team. I believe this is the first year we have a winning, we have some wins. Let's have a hand for the football team. Is there a knife? Wait, a knife is coming. We don't leave sharp instruments around. And what was the record this year? We won 3 out of the last 4 games. Thank you, Athletic Director Craddock. During the short intermission, we'll cut up the cake as we did last meeting and serve it to those who so wish to partake. The next is the drill team.
The Oak Street drill team.
Is the drill team here? Okay. We've been told the drill team is here. Okay. Mr. Schrofer is getting the drill team. And let's have a hand for the drill team as they make their way in.
That was cute.
All right. We're going to step over, don't worry. We're going to step over, don't worry.
Right. Donuts in here? I remember you. I really do.
Step over, step over. No more. Not too close. Make the right.
I'm sorry.
Shoot and hut! Tickling test. Tickling test. Make sure you don't step forward. Shoot and hut! Shoot and hut! Hard enough. Shooting hut! Double time get it. Shooting hut! Double time get it. Drill team. Shooting hut! Parade dress. Shooting hut! At ease. Shooting hut! Right face. Right face. Right face. Left face. Right face.
That was planned.
Right face. Too close to her, Tremaine. She'll get you. Space yourself, everybody. Shooting hut! We've got it. 1, 2, 3, and... They're Saturday mornings. They don't want to come in to jump around, and I make them do it over and over again. And a lot of them have never done this type of step before. They dance, but to work as a team is really hard. And they have to practice listening skills, which I do believe is carrying over into the classroom. So I'm glad about that, being a teacher. So, but I am very proud of them. Let's give them another thing.
Carney is the reason that those children are so synchronized. Also, it should be noted that some of the children are from every other elementary school, and they do come from a lot of the training that takes place on Saturday. Ms. Carney, thank you. I saw them in the beginning, and I'm seeing them now. Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Ms. Carney. Our next presentation will be led by Mrs. Maldonado, principal of the middle school, regarding the GREAT program.
If we could have our middle school students come on up, please. Our middle school students and our teachers for the GREAT program, please. Los niños del programa, por favor, de subir. Pasen, por favor. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to give my back to the board members and our superintendent, assistant superintendent, nor to the crowd. So I'm going to kind of stand on the side here. But we have a wonderful, wonderful program going on at the middle school. It is our second year with the GREAT program. GREAT stands for Gang Resistance Education and Training. And this is our second year. All of our 8th graders have gone through the program last year, and now our 7th grade kids are going through it as well. And it's a wonderful program because it teaches the children how to develop skills and the strategies necessary to say no to gang involvement, to drug usage, to crime, and to violence as well. Okay, and so here on my right-hand side, I just would like for them to wave to you. We have our school resource officers who are absolutely instrumental to the success of the program because they relate to our kids, because they are from Lakewood, because they are from the community, and our kids know them and respect them, and the learning goes a long way. So on the end, we have Mr. Pete LaRosa. To his left, we have Alex Guzman. And then we have our officers from the law, Joseph Maroney and Mr. Mike Merritt. Now, absolutely every 7th grade child will receive curriculum for a good 10 to 11 weeks, once a week, against gang violence, crime, and drug use. And so we also have many of our teachers who are involved, and they collaborate and they bring forth the curriculum in a positive way, in a collaborative way with the teachers. And so tonight we have some of our teachers here. On the very, very far right, we have Miss Gladys Dunn, who's a science teacher, bilingual. Mrs. Maria Hanus, who's our also PTO liaison. Mrs. Sheila Darnowski, bilingual also. Our orchestra teacher, Miss Caitlin Lakata, and our band teacher, Miss Melanie Prisby. So our teachers work very well with the officers of the law to bring about these strategies that are so necessary in the community in which our children live. Okay, and so what we have here, we have 2 posters introducing the GREAT program and the purpose of it, okay? But more importantly, you can read that. I want our kids to talk to you what they've learned, what they've received, the value of the program, and how it's affecting them as they move forward, and how it's affected their lives, their choices, from their own words. So I will start with my niño here to the left of me. Please say your name, and then tell us how the program has helped and affected you.
God bless. My name is Juan Daniel Gonzalez. It is an honor for me to be invited here, as well as my classmates and peers. To me, to many of my peers and friends, it is a pleasure to have the GREAT program taking place in our school. It is a fun and interesting way of learning and getting educated of gang and other risk behaviors that it could involve drugs or other like fights. It could also help us in the future as we develop more and more into maturity. Hopefully that during the school year, the goal of the great program to help out kids that are in gangs to get out will be a success. Because it hurts me sometimes to see my friends that are in gangs that are suffering and passing through that torment, and I hope that this program will be a blessing to their lives. In my opinion, I think that a great program should be established also in the elementary, because when I was there, I also saw many things that got me confused, because I saw little kids that were already in gangs, that already started to live the life of a gangster. I saw many signs and gang signs written on walls, written in many places throughout the whole school in elementary and 4th grade. In 4th grade, it's a young age. I think that this program should be established in the elementary somewhere around 5th grade to help those kids who are starting because of their siblings, because of many people who have influenced them, such as their environment, and to help them out and tell them what's right and wrong. Tell them that this is not a good life, that this is not be cool, this is not to be cool, you know. And I am honored to be here, and thank you very much.
My name is Francisco Sastre, and I have a pleasure to be standing in front of you people here today. I think the GREAT program is great because it kind of helped me, because I was thinking that sometimes that gangs were cool, but they're actually not. I learned that many people get hurt in the streets, and that if you take the wrong way, you could get hurt, or you could end up in jail. And I learned that if you stay in gangs, they could take you wrong places, and sometimes you may even lose your life. And I also found out that gangs and other things hurt not only you, but your family and your friends. And being in gang is more of hurts your family and you, because your family has to be worrying about you being in the streets with the gangs. And if you're not in the gang, your parents don't have to worry about you not being in the streets, but in your home, where you're supposed to be with your parents. And I think that's what GREAT has showed me, and I am very blessed to have my Officer Mary as my teacher for GREAT.
My name is Luis Martinez, and in the GREAT program we learn different ways to say no to gang and drugs, and that. And we also learn we learn the truth about gangs and what they're trying to get you to get involved in. And
don't be nervous, man. It's okay.
Yeah, and it also helps you in the future, because you don't have a record. If you're gonna get a job, they check your records, and if your record's not messed up, and Hi,
I'm Anissa Solomon, and the GREAT program has helped me to learn not to take action in drug dealing and learn to stay away from gangs. This program has helped my intelligence exceed expectations, and it has also helped me to remember that no gangs are ever an option. It's always a good thing to stay away from them. This program I'd like to dedicate to Mr. Officer Guzman, because he has showed us that not only can we be better in life, that if we stay away from gangs, we can be the best.
My name is Miss Auri Collado. I'm here to tell you, to the young people, to say no to bad influence and don't get involved with bad influence. Like someone is asking you to be with them, say no, because that is not the right thing to do. And I'm thankful for Mr. Guzman for teaching me all these things. And Mrs. Donowski, Mrs. Don, they are wonderful teachers. They are teaching me good things. I'm grateful to have them as a teacher, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lobo, and the GREAT program has taught me how to say no to gangs. A lot of kids think gangs is cool, but you really don't know the truth about gangs. Peer pressure comes to you, and it's hard to say no. Lots of people have trouble saying no. You have to know what the truth is. Gangs isn't cool. Your neighbors, if they try to peer pressure you doing something, don't bother. You're gonna hurt yourself. That's why I thank Officer Merritt for teaching us how to say no, how to stop yourself from doing something dumb, and I want to show you that gangs isn't cool.
Hi, my name's Eileen, and in GREAT, I learned how to say no to gangs and drugs. In a place like Lakewood, many people expect gangs, and in Lakewood, gangs all around the community. And it's a great program to teach kids how to say no and don't follow their environment, because not everything you see around you, not everything you see is perfect. The world is a difficult place to live in, and GREAT program helps you make those right decisions, take you to the right path, and it helps you say no. And that's it.
Hi, my name is Ruba Razik. As you know, that GREAT stands for Gang Resistance Educational and Training, and it's here to teach us as students and as well as adults that gangs aren't cool, they're not fun, and definitely it's not worth it. And it's basically to say no to gangs, and that if you get peer pressured, you shouldn't say yes to it because it's not the right path. But saying no is being more strong about it, and it's being more strong about it and knowing that what you believe in is right, and that's it.
My name is Pedro Martinez. I've been a third of my life in a gang environment, and I know that in Lakewood here there's more gangs than at my home, and up to now I'm very thankful that I said no to the gangs. And from this little book that I got right here, I've been learning a lot from it, and I've learned that from it I can say no to the peer pressure that I've got from my friends and all the gang members, and I'm very thankful for the teachers here and officers that have taught me everything and to say no to drugs.
My name is Juan Nunez, and I learned about this program because it teaches you how to say no to the gang members and all that, because sometimes gang members pressure you because they try to get involved with drugs and all this stuff. I think that this is a great program because it makes you say no to the other people that are trying to get you in troubles and then in jail and all that.
My name is Aaron Francis, but what I think about this game is that they should have it all over the world. Certain places, China, Brazil, Mexico, because there are places in certain countries where they still have gangs, but they don't stop them. I grew up around a neighborhood full of gang members, but my mother told me one day we will move out of that neighborhood and move to a nice one. And we did. By the time I was 9 years old, I did. She told me, don't ever join a gang. I said, why? She said, it can get you killed easily. Drop dead, cold-blooded. And my grandmother told me that one day, she said, if you go to college, stay in there. Don't ever drop out because they need me. In certain ways, I still need me.
So ladies and gentlemen, as you can see tonight, educating a child is instructional, it's academic, absolutely. But it's also providing a safe and secure environment for each and every child who comes through these Lakewood doors. And so as they've spoken, their lives have been affected by gang involvement, by violence, by crime, absolutely. They have been taught to be strong enough in themselves, to believe in themselves, to be able to deter these negative things from influencing or touching their lives. And so they've expressed, summarizing, that they've learned positive decision making, that they've learned conflict resolution skills, that they can handle and start to learn how to deal with anger management, and that it's important to set goals. Quite a few of them mentioned college, because that's where our kids need to go. And that's where we need to support them and get them on the road to success. They deserve that. So thank you so much for your attention and your time. Again, the great program, 2 years in the middle school. We hope it continues next year, but more than that, we hope maybe to begin it also in the earlier ages.
And let's have a hand for Annette Maldonado, a graduate of Lakewood High School.
To announce that our head football coach, Mr. Warren Wolf, is here, and with Mr. Conduct. Mr. Conduct, would you kindly, Coach Wolf?
Coach Wolf came to Lakewood a year ago and said we're going to win games, and in fact we did. Let's have a hand for Coach Wolf.
Again, I say distinguished members of our Board of Education, ladies and gentlemen, and you're honoring so many boys and girls. It's great to see Lakewood is alive, and we're very proud of the education of our children, whether they're progressing from kindergarten through the 12th grade or preschool, and particularly in all the athletic fields and the bands that we have, and a little bit of the football program that we have too. And I just wanted you to know, on behalf of our football squad and all of our coaches, certainly our Director of Athletics, Mr. Craddock, our Principal, Mr. Silva, we kind of work together. We've got a team all the way down the line. We believe in team sports, and I think it all starts in the classroom when they work as a team with one teacher. It starts in Lakewood, the community, where everybody's working together. We're all from different fields, different areas, different thoughts, but we're all working together. I've grown up in the city of West New York, and my wife and I both came from there and lived on the third floor of an apartment house all of my life. She was a big shot, lived in a two-family house over there, but we then came down to Brick Township, and we ended up here at Lakewood coaching a game of football. And I just want to tell you, you are the members of the Board of Education. You, ladies and gentlemen, represent all of the families, certainly here in Lakewood. We're lucky that we work for Mrs. Silva, your school principal, Mr. Craddock, our Director of Athletics. I'm just a poor guy coming over from Brick Township who grew up in West New York, New Jersey, on the 3rd floor of an apartment house, so I know what it's like living in the apartment houses and so forth. And throwing my pennies out for the monkey that would go with the monkey grinder, picking them up. So I'm glad to be here at Lakewood. I'm pleased that you gave me the opportunity to come over here from Brick Township and to work with your wonderful boys. And you could be proud of them, as I know you are. You could be proud of the parents and all of the girls and boys, the high academics that the school has always had in the past and currently. I know it's always had outstanding bands, as I've lived down here since 1958 as your neighbor across. So I've seen Lakewood. I've been in and out of Lakewood. I know many of my good friends. My good friend Joe Mayer used to be the principal here, used to be the football player here, a basketball coach here, and he and I worked together administratively as he was the assistant superintendent in Brick when I was the deputy superintendent. And I would just say, I'm proud to become a part of the Lakewood program. I say that very sincerely. It wasn't too long ago. I used to be just working my way through college. I used to work 3 games a night in the Jewish YMCA. I was up on the 4th floor. I climbed the 4 floors. I got $5 a game. And after it, I'd get downstairs and sit in the synagogue and listen to the preachers. And from that, I learned how to preach. I'm not a minister, as Mr. Craddock, but I mean, I've listened to the best, and I've learned how they can get a point across. But I remember I couldn't get up there, ref the 3 basketball games, get downstairs, get my seat, hold on to my bag with my dirty shirt and everything that I had, and listen to people talk. So here I come to Lakewood, out of Brick, where I've lived since 1958. And I'm thrilled and I'm honored that I can represent this board and this high school administration as its football coach. And you can be very proud of all the boys and girls that are playing in our schools. I just want to end up and say, it was difficult for me to get a place to park outside. I just said, holy mackerel, I didn't realize that there was going to be, that you had many people and so forth here. But my wife and I are delighted to be here. May you continue to have the outstanding school system that you have as you continue to move forward. And I am personally privileged that I can work with Mr. Silva, Mr. Craddock, and all of the staff that you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Next one.
About 3 months ago, Barnes & Noble communicated with a number of school districts in the area of Howell and asked for students to write about their favorite teacher contest. We're very proud to indicate that over 50 children were nominated for recognition, and they were able to go yesterday to the Barnes & Noble. I want to thank their principals, their teachers, as well as their parents for how proud they made us because of the quality of their essays. We'd like to ask any of the children that are here. I'll begin with Lisette Balias from the Clifton Avenue School.
The next one.
Cheryl Correa, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, is Lisette's teacher. If she is not here, we will have it delivered tomorrow. Fernando Melo from the Clifton Avenue School as well. And I believe Mary Ellen McLaughlin is here. Yes.
Let's have a hand.
Samaya Razig, teacher Lacey Majors, from also the Clifton Avenue School.
Here comes the young man. Let's have a hand. Oh, that's nice. Good job, beautiful. Okay.
I'd like to also add that Miss Majors got a special recognition at Barnes & Noble yesterday because so many of her students wrote about her and wrote stellar essays about what a phenomenal teacher she is and how she influences their life. So Barnes & Noble actually recognized Miss Majors yesterday.
Our next winner is Damari Eroa from also the Clifton Avenue School, and she wrote about Melanie Roche. Student Vanessa Fauberg, teacher Cynthia Carrero from the Oak Street School. Student Kayla Almeida, teacher Kirsten Tavis. I keep doing that. Student Valerie Perez, teacher Mrs. Kanisha Campbell from the Oak Street School. Joseph Perez from the Ella G. Clark School, teacher Ms. Sampson. And to take the award is their proud principal,
Miss Maldonado. No, you have to say her name.
Mrs. Marty DeDaniels. Next student is Khalil Taylor, teacher Aleida Salguero from the Clark School. And once once again, their principal, their proud principal, is taking the award.
Let's have a hand for the principal.
We're going now into private executive session, discuss personnel. When we finish, we'll be coming out.
We'll be in closed session for approximately 15 minutes. The reason we're doing that, in fairness to several employees who were riced, they've asked to be heard in closed session. Employees who worked all day have a right to be heard, and we will make it approximately 15 to 20 minutes. We did start on time today, but employees have a legal right to be heard as they selected in closed session. So we'll be back in approximately.
All due respect, may I? Since you have a number of parents and young people who have to go to school tomorrow, if they need to speak, would you allow them to speak? Let us wait. So if they need to go home and go to school, you can do that. Would you do that?